first thing is that, so this is what the VS Code is. Okay. Do you able to see?
Mm.
It usually looks like this type of interface. The left side will be your navigation panel where you can switch between two files, and the right side would be the panel where you can type your code. So I'll start from scratch. Okay.
Mm.
So this is the one of the project I have done. So if you want to open any of the project, what you can do, just you just tap here, and like you can do anything like I
Can you
usually do in
explain me
this
about the
process.
project? Can you explain me?
That's a long, it's a very big chapter. We'll go later,
Mm.
but I'm explaining how to open the VS Code at the same working repository or directory. Okay, type
Mm.
code space dot in the same directory. You can open VS Code directly. Okay.
I have to use code.
Code space dot. First
Then
install the VS Code. First
mm,
install the VS Code. Then open any directory. Then go to command prompt. Then type code dot. You can open the VS Code directly. You will be launched here. Okay. So there are two
mm,
parts. Working with Python, you will have two types of files. One is with extension .py. The other one is extension IPYNB. So Python files are basically when you build your real projects, it will be used because when you execute these Python files, when you run this script, it will completely run in a single go. So that's where we use Python file. So these are the main Python files, but IPYNB are the something where you can play with your code. You can see what happening, like you can run a piece of code. So that's where you can basically it's a type of notebook itself, like how you write in your if you want to note it down something, you will write in your notebook, right? In the similar way, you can
mm,
note it down here, you can test it here, then you can execute,
mm,
then you can check
okay.
how the responses are getting. Then if the responses are up to the mark, then you can convert this notebook to directly as a Python file, or else you can copy the snippets like code here and you can paste it in Python file and directly you can
Are you
finish it up.
recording the video?
Yep. Why?
Okay. Because I'm not seeing that it is recording.
It's recording. No
Okay.
worries. Uh,
Mm.
I think it's recording. Let me check once. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's recording. No worries.
Mm, mm,
So, okay. So this is what, or else if you want to create a new Python file, what you will do, here there is a button. The first button is what? New file. Click on here and test.ipynb. So you have to type the entire name with extension, then only you will be able to find that. Not only with ipynb dot python files, you will be able to find um, any other file formats as well. Like I have made here HTML, CSS files, JSON, .txt, any format, file formats, you can build it here. Okay. So this is my first Python notebook. Okay. So IPYNB is what? IPython notebook. Okay. So its
okay.
full form is there. So the very first thing I will start with the print command. So print command basically used for printing any statement. So basically, uh, whatever you type in print command or print function, that these particular statement will be thrown by the system. For example, I want hi, and I have executed. So before execution, it's asking for the environment, which environment you want to choose. Environment is basically your packages collection. So for example, I have some packages like pandas, numpy of different versions. So I will group them up and I'll make an environment. So before starting, I have to activate that environment so that for the next time, I don't want to point it out. These are the environments I want to activate. Okay. So while activating, it takes a little bit of time because for the first time it's taking. So yeah, it's done. So how you execute? Either you can click on here, this button, this run button, or else you can click on shift and enter at the same time. So it will be executed, either one. So basically, this is
Okay.
what the system output. High is what
The
the
print will
system
not
out.
come. Mm.
But so wherever you give the print statement or print command, the whatever the input you give here, for example, I'm giving high as the parameter, so it will give as a system output to me. So this means the high is coming from the system. Okay. So if you, I want
Mm.
to give something to the, I want to give something to the system. So I'll use the input command and I'll give, so for system command, uh, wait, let me store in some variable. So I'm storing in some variable so that I can show you. So when you keep system variable, so it asks to kind of here to type anything. So I'll type hello and I press on enter. So the hello word has been stored in S. Now I'll check what is stored in yes. So I'll in the print command I have gave the parameter S and I'll check what it's there. So it's there hello. So input will take those some information from user and it takes to the system. And while the print statement is vice versa, it just gives the some information which is stored in any variable or anything you want to being thrown from the system. Okay, this is out from system. This is in to a system. Okay, so this is what the thing of print and input statements. And also variable is what an any like a container kind of thing or any box. For example, I gave you 2 chocolates or 3 chocolates. Okay, I can give you n number of chocolates to you, but you can store these things in your box. Okay, container. So where you will
Mm.
store these chocolates, you have to store in some container, right? So when I ask
Mm.
you what how many chocolates you have, you can just look into your container and you can see like, yeah, I have 5 chocolates with me. That's what a container or a variable or a it's a basically a memory you can say. Okay, this is what memory. Technically, this is what memory, and
Mm.
this memory is like temporary. These are temporary memories. These are not permanent memories because when you restart this notebook, it it forgets what's stored in S. If I write here print S, it's able to recall that in S hello is there. Okay, but when I restart my
Did you give
notebook here,
S is equal to hello anytime?
yeah, I gave no. I took from user input.
Mm.
So in user input, I have written here hello and I pressed it enter. So it stored hello. Okay. Now I'm trying to restart. So here
Mm.
it is the kernel is taking restart. So it takes a little bit of time to restart as well. Okay. Now it's got
Okay.
restart. Now I'm executing print s. So it will throw an error. So it's saying that S is not defined because the memory has been vanished. The memory has been
Because you
retained.
restarted it.
Yeah, the
Mm.
memory has been retained. So these are
Mm.
like variables which uses temporary memory. So basically they
Mm.
use RAM. Okay, in our machine, we have RAMs, right? So
Mm.
you might have known that it's a volatile one. So basically, until and unless you are stick with this machine, and only until and unless your machine is on and it's connected with charger, it has memory with RAM. When the RAM restarts, when the RAM will get cleared, when you restart the notebook or when you restart your machine, either one, your RAM get cleared.
Mm.
When your RAM get cleared, this will uh, this memory will get retained. So what you have to do,
Okay.
again you have to take the input, then again you have to run the first cell. These are two different cells. This is first cell, this is second cell. So here asking the user input, whatever you will type here, it will take and it will store in S. Okay, so anything,
Mm.
hello world, here. Okay,
Why it is like if you type something, it will take as a
that's what
S.
the input's magic. That's
Why?
what
What is that name called? The middle one which you're typing in the box. What is that called?
this is a
That
box
box.
where this is a box where you can give input.
Okay.
Okay, usually earlier it was coming here itself, so user input, but due to some latest upgradation, it kept at the top. Like these are like
Mm.
some changes. So now I'm
Okay.
checking what I have given the input. This is what I have given input. Okay, so if you want to
Mm.
take input again from the user, so again you can run here, and if you want to anything, right? Asmita. Okay, if you want to give it, just tap enter, it will confirm that this is the user. See, it's asking, this is what user input, you are the user. Okay, being you are the user, you have to give one message. So I'm giving here, I'm Ashmita, and I have entered it. So this is what the input takes and stored in S, the variable S, and you can execute this as well. So it's changed now. So until and unless you again, if you change the variable, so the output would be remain same. How many times you search for Asmita also, it S also it gives as Asmita itself. So the variable. Okay.
Mm.
Now it comes to, let me check, let me change the variable. Let me put something else like 1 2 3 4 I'm storing here. So if I check for variable, the container, what would be the value now?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's changed. The reason it's
Mm.
changed because I use the same container.
Same container. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so this is
I
what
want like this. Yeah.
now
Good.
what
Mm.
happens. So so these are the what variables we have. Okay, these are the variables
Mm.
where we can store data. Okay, and what are the constants? Constant are the which we can't change. See, you were able to change the S, right? The container, you were able to change the content in it, right? Earlier
Mm.
it was this thing, and later you made it this. So you were able to change it. So that's the reason it is termed as to be variable. So variable is the thing where you can change the content, but the static is what the constants. So basically any string, like, so this is a string. Okay, these are not stored anywhere. These are the strings, that's it. These are uh, like basically constants. This, no one can change this. This will be static, that's it. Constants. Okay, so
Okay.
now let's talk about the data types available. Data types, what
I'm still not able to get to the constant. What is
okay, leave it.
constant means does not change it. It cannot be
You,
changed. But why the constant is coming into the picture?
because the constant are coming into the picture is, see, when you deal with real code, sometimes you have to um use directly strings or directly values you have to deal with. See, basically these are the values itself are the constants. Okay, 1 2 3 4 is a fixed value, so that is what the constant, but you are that thing you are storing in S, so that is what its variable. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. Let it be. We'll get more clarity in
Oh,
later.
clarity further. Okay.
Yeah, further you will get it. Okay. So let's come into the picture. What we can store in the variable. Okay. What are the things we can store in the variables? Before
Anything
going
like
to that,
names, numbers,
what are
anything we
these?
can
What
store.
are these called? These are called data types. One can be
Mm.
numbers, one can be string. String are worth nothing but your letters or
Letters,
characters.
yeah.
Basically characters. Okay.
Mm.
So in other programming languages, a single character is called as char, and multiple characters called as a group of characters called as string. But in Python, both are same. Even though it would be a single character, rather it would be a complete group of characters. It is both are called to be string itself. The notation would be str. Okay,
Okay.
data types. So let me first before going to the data types, let me explain you the convention, naming convention of a variable. What you can see, you should give the name for the variable as well, right? So as I have gave the notation as s for the variable, so you can give a as well, b, a, b, c, group of alphabets like this. You can give anything, but there are some naming convention or naming rules what you have to give them. You can give any number, any name, uh, as a variable, but the it should not start with numbers. Okay.
Is it in the entire Python? It is
Yeah,
like that,
entire python
or
entire python itself, you can't give
okay?
any
The
variable
variable
starting
should
with
not be start with
number. The variables can only start
numbers.
with
Mm.
alphabets or underscore.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm.
or underscore, either alphabet or underscore. Even you can't start with character as well. Okay, it will give error, it will
Okay.
throw error, invalid syntax error. Okay,
Okay.
then and if you are giving a single word as your variable name, that is fine, but you can't give two words. For example, Sam alt equal to 123. This is illegal. You can't use this because you are giving two words. If you want to give two words as your variable name, then you can just give underscore. Underscore is allowed. Other than underscore, you
Mm.
can't give anything. If even you can't, I think underscore is possible. Sorry, underscore is possible, but you can't give any other symbols as well. Only underscore is possible. No
Okay.
space characters, nothing. That is what the naming convention. Okay, that's it. That's all with the rules with naming with variables name. Okay, these are what
Mm.
the names you can give it.
Okay.
Now let's start with the data types what you have. um, the first data type is what, number. Okay, so number would be like you can directly enter numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, no need to give any
Mm.
double quotes. Okay, no need to give any double quotes. These are what,
Mm.
integers or numbers. Anyone you can like basically integers you can say. Integers are the data types of python where you can
Mm.
give direct whole numbers. These are whole numbers. And the second type would be the float number equal to 12.90. So when you give a decimal number, this will be converted into float number. Okay,
Mm.
let me type this as A, this as B, C. Now integer is okay, float has been done. Now we'll go to the third one. These are numerical one. Okay, these are the data types which belong to numericals because we are dealing with numbers. So we have three different types of data types. One is integer, the other one is float, the third one is complex numbers, where you can use two plus 3j. Okay, these are the complex numbers. I think you must
Mm.
have know what is j is. Iota, root over of -1. Complex numbers. In
I don't
mathematics, you
know.
might have heard about root over of -1, which is we denote usually in I. 2 plus 3i, 2 minus 3i. We usually denote in
Mm.
iota. That is what the complex
Mm.
numbers we call. So Python supports for complex numbers. Uh, so this is what the complex. This is how you can denote or you can define
But
a
I
complex
have a
number.
question.
Yeah.
You told me that it should not start with number.
Where I am starting. These are the constant. These are not. These are the values. These are values. You can give anything, but
Okay.
the value which you are storing, A, B, C. These are the containers where you are storing, right? So I
Mm.
told you these should be these naming should have
Always
follow
with
the rule.
alphabet. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, nothing to do with these values. Values could be anything. Okay,
Okay.
now we'll move to before going to that, this is the hash where you can type anything which will be not going to be the part of code anymore. So now strings. So basically this particular line won't be the part of um, the code. When you execute this particular cell, this won't be the part. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I got a call. Uh,
It's okay.
Let me share my screen again. Am I audible, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what I told. So whenever you give this hash symbol, right? After the hash symbol, whatever you write, this won't be the part of your script. Means when you execute this particular entire code, this particular line won't take the part of the execution part. Okay, so this is just to see yourself. So if you want to make when usually you prepare for notes or you prepare for any exam or any book, you just keep labels, right? By highlighting something or you just mark it this page number or something you would have marked. So rather it won't be the part of your study, but even though you mark it, you just give the label so that you can recall what I have written, where to start and where to not. So these are the basically labels I'm just giving here. Okay, this is the label I'm just
Mm.
giving so that from this particular line, my other code is starting. Basically, these are labels just to, this is just for you. This is not for code. This won't take part any um, execution part. Okay, so let's move into the the next data type, that is what string. Basically we give uh, strings in double quotes. Okay, so here you can give any characters, any number, or anything you can give, but it should be in double quotes or single quotes or triple single quotes or double triple quotes. Okay,
Mm.
so these are the two double quotes. Okay, so I am typing
String.
anything. Yeah, so I'm typing here double quotes. I don't know the spelling of quotes. I think QOTES.
COD.
I think these are the
Oh,
quotes. I
codes.
don't.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Like let it be anything. So these are the double quotes.
That is correct.
Okay.
Mm.
Now I'll give the single quotes. Okay. These are not D. Let me write as E. Then F. Now I'm giving triple single quotes. Now I'll give triple double quotes. Okay. So these in 4 ways you can give the data types, but all the data types are same. You can write anything inside the these two quotes. Any two quotes, you can give any number of characters, any characters like space characters, alphabets, numbers, anything you can give. So you can write here like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these 1, 2, 3, 4 are not any more numbers. These are string values. Okay. It doesn't mean that if you are writing 1, 2, 3, 4, it will be numbers anymore, because as you entered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in quotes, so this will be treated as string. This won't take any numerical computations anymore. So if you want to participate these values in any calculations like multiplication, division, or addition or subtraction, you can't participate this particular variable, as these are not the numbers anymore. These are the part of string now. Okay. You can give symbols, any numbers, alphabets, anything you can write. Uh, it will behave as a string itself. Now, well, let's move to the other data types. Other data types, which are basically like higher level data types. Basically, these are. So the first higher level basic data type would be the list. These are the list. List is what list itself a data type where you can basically we call it as an array or also list. So basically in other programming languages, array and list are two different things, two different data types. But in Python, we have the same. We can have list, and we call the array as a list, and list as a list itself. The only thing is that if you follow the same kind of same data type inside a list, it is called to be array. If you keep different data types in single in this square brackets, it's told to be list. That's it. So basically, why the use of list is so basically you can store multiple data types or the other data types inside a square bracket. So it is termed to be list. Basically, these are iterators. So the actual uses you will come to know in further. But basically, you can store numbers, the comma separated. The main thing should be the if you want to. So basically, you can store multiple values here. So because see in the previous examples, A you will be able to only store one particular value, and B you were able to only store one particular value. This is also one particular value. This is also one particular value. But when it comes to part of higher level data types, you can store multiple values in a particular variable. In H, you have multiple variables. So in future, wherever you encounter such uh, like uses where you have to store multiple values in a single variable, there you can use the uh, you you can use the these higher level data types like list. You can use strings, sorry, not strings, sets. These are the sets, and these are the tuples which we denote in these types of variables. Here also you can give some values. Similarly, you have dictionaries where you follow a key value pair. So there would be a key, and for each key there would be a value assigned to it. So these are the higher level data types. We'll cover these in upcoming lectures as well. So um, yeah, that's all for today. We'll complete.
Can
the other things in the upcoming lecture.